Hi, I'm David Partika and I created CSS Burner. And my whole motivation for creating CSS Burner was to allow the optimization of style sheets in a much more rapid and automated fashion than is currently available. And I've started to notice that in very large, complex style sheets that had many error notifications, optimizations that were output in the report of a scan, and scan being this button here, this function on the top left, I noticed that in some cases there were so many notifications that it became unusable in any reasonable period of time to go from error to error and to navigate from error to error or notification to notification, because there were just literally so many of these notifications that it was no longer something that was easy to do and almost seemed like it was cumbersome. So let me give you an example of what the search function can do to streamline the automation of your optimization for your style sheets. So I click on the icon and I scan, so nothing new here. This is a large style sheet, it's 583 kilobytes, so it's going to take something like 5 to 10 seconds. And again, this is my local system, so it will be a little bit slower than the web server. But after a few seconds, what we'll notice is that there's, as usual, there's a report that will be output on the left side, and there is our CSS that has been parsed in the content window that's in black here. So when we look through the report, we see that there are 177 errors, 727 warnings, and over 3,300 optimization possibilities. And as you can see, for a style sheet that's this big, it's no longer practical to navigate from notification to notification using the arrows here, the navigation arrows, because in some cases there are just too many notifications. So what I did was I added the search function to streamline this process. So let's take as our example here this error, which is that there are 84 occurrences of unknown CSS properties. And we can obviously click the highlight brush to highlight all of these errors. But what I want you to notice is that now when you click on this highlight brush and we scroll to the error, you'll see that an icon, a search icon as a magnifying glass has popped up, and we will have the ability to input a search term. But let me show you something real quick, how cumbersome this is. There are 84 errors of this particular type, and we could scroll from error to error, but this is going to take a long time. And if we have that amount of time, that's fine. But if we don't, here's where the search function comes in. So let's say that you know the error that you're looking for, that you want to remove from your style sheet, you know that it's of a certain kind or it has a certain substring match in the error. So here we see two consecutive unknown properties, Moz align items and O align items, that were specific to browsers that, as far as I was able to research, do not exist. These properties do not exist. But let's say that you knew that your unknown properties were of the type align items. So of these 84, you would have to now scroll and find them, or you could use the search function. So let's input as our string match align, oh, not center, align items. And then this is a case insensitive search. We'll click the search button, and now we see instances of align items within the highlighted error set. So within the set that already exists, we will now be able to pinpoint any of these errors that contain the search string align items. So here we see Moz align items. So now we could use the navigation menu or the icons in the navigation menu and go to all of these examples. So we see there are more. There are more of these in the style sheet. And notice here we see this is the next block is block 1096. So you'd have to scroll through a lot of CSS to find more of these search hits if you didn't have the search function. But now with the search function, you can easily scroll to the next example and the next after that in a much more focused, pinpointed kind of fashion. So I thought this was a really useful function to be able to add, and I still see more examples in here. So there are apparently lots of examples of prefixed align items property that just don't exist. So this is how I was hoping the search function would be useful for you. And in the future, I'm going to add more search methods. Right now, it's just a string search. So where the string is some substring of something that is currently highlighted. So align items, for example, is a substring of what is currently highlighted in the set. In the future, I could try different kinds of matches, maybe special character matches, or I could try things such as different, maybe you want a property search, or maybe in some cases you want a CSS property function search, or different classifications of searches can be added. So that's what I'm going to do in the future. So if this tutorial was helpful for you, please give me a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't already subscribed to the CSS Burner channel, which is Optimized CSS, please do, and you'll be hearing from me again soon with some more help videos in the future.